talk. We need to talk about accent furniture. And maybe you think this is a little topic that's not important, but I so disagree with you. Accent furniture is amazing. It changes a room from bland and like we just got moved in here to absolutely stunning, beautiful and functional. That is what you can get with knowing how to use accent furniture. So yesterday I was doing a consultation with one of the women in my Deer House Society, which by the way, I get this question a lot. People want to know, can I help them with their space? Can we do a professional consultation and I work on their house? Yes, you can. It is called the complete level. There are 3 levels. It's in my Deer House Society. You want the complete level. And that means that you have access to my design team and we actually can talk with you every day. And we do Zoom calls. And so that is available. So anyway, I'm talking to Deb. We're working on her living room. And at this point, she has her seating figured out, which is really important. There's a lot of focal points that you get decided on with your seating. And so she has that done, but she has it in a circle basically. And I told her, I think that the next thing we need to do is we need to work on accent furniture, because think about it when you have a party and you just need to seat bottoms everywhere you can. What do? You get every form of seating that you have and you probably put it in a great big circle in your living room. Or, that's one of the options that you have. It's one of the things you're gonna do. And that's kind of where we were landing at that point in that living room. And I said, we need to bring in the accent furniture. We need to bring in a coffee table. We need to bring in end tables, maybe a bench, stools. All of those things help make a space look cozy and inviting. And like there's these little pockets that you want to sit in and be alone or be with someone. There are really 2 things that go wrong with accent furniture. People will use too much of it. Too many small things, they haven't been thought out, they're like circling the room, they don't coordinate with anything, so too many and too little. That's the other problem I see, which is what Deb was dealing with. So I want to break this all down for you, talk about how to use it, when to use it, what materials you're looking for, and then I want you to check your own house, okay? So we're gonna get going. First of all, let's define what qualifies as a piece of accent furniture. Obviously, accent chairs. Those are super fun when you're out antiquing and thrifting. You find great random chairs and you only need 1. 2 is extra special because then you can flank a mantle or you can flank a buffet or something. But 1 is all it takes to get started. Accent chairs are fabulous. Garden stools. You know what a garden stool is? Looks like this. There's lots of different styles and it's a fun way to bring in color or metallic or something. And those often will serve as an end table. And then let's just say tables like across the board. So that's your coffee tables, your end tables, nightstands. We're gonna put that in that category. That is console tables. And then, what about the good old fashioned plant stand? My grandma had lots of those. I'm still looking for those. Those are nice little things to put in the corner. There's bookcases, there's trunks, there's benches, the bench at the end of the bed or in the entryway along the wall that gets pulled in when you have company. This stuff is so good. Even a bar cart can be treated like a piece of accent furniture. It's just a small piece of storage, basically, or something that you can set something on. Think about ottomans, think about footstools, and even bar stools. I mean, obviously you can't just use those anywhere, but they are good in certain situations. Okay, now we're gonna look at this picture and I want you to count how many pieces of accent furniture do you see now that we've got our list. Okay, this is good practice. Now let's do another one. Okay, there's 7 reasons why I want you to have your eyes open for accent furniture. Accent furniture is just like it sounds. It plays a supporting role to the main pieces of functional furniture. So this is not a couch. This is not even an armchair necessarily, although I feel like there's some gray area there. This is not the bed. These are less functional, and they are supporting the large piece of furniture, the function that piece of furniture is serving. Number 2, this is a piece of furniture that I'm telling you, you're gonna use hopefully for decades. This is a piece that will move from room to room to room. I brought in an example. This thing, look at that patina on there. This was $5 at my friend's garage sale. You could play I Spy with this stool in my videos and pictures over the last 10 years. This has been on my porch. This has been in my kitchen. This has been in my guest room. This has been next to me in a Zoom call holding things. This piece moves around. It looks good anywhere. It looks good anywhere. You could put it next to a tub. You could put stacks of towels on there. You could put a plant on it out on the porch. That's why these are so great. They're incredibly versatile. Tell me in the comments one of your accent pieces that has moved around room to room in your house. Number 3, this is a piece that can come in pretty early in the design scheme. So I teach my 7 layers of design in all of my courses that I have. And number 4, layer 4 is the furniture. And that definitely means the statement pieces of furniture, the super functional pieces like the chairs and the couches. But a lot of times people will have accent furniture that they already love and they know they want to incorporate it. And so you can use it pretty early on in the design, but then you get to layer number 7 in my process. And that is when you start doing the vignettes and the final little pieces. And I also will revisit this topic at the very, very end. And I'll just, look at the whole room and think, gosh, do we need to like fill a corner? And I will turn to accent furniture to solve those problems. Number 4, these are very dual purpose pieces. So they're beautiful and they're functional. Almost always they are doing 2 different things. So that would be like the bench we talked about in the entryway. That is the perfect piece to pull in for a party for extra seating. You may decide your coffee table needs to have drawers in it for extra storage. Your ottoman might need to be a lidded ottoman so that it has storage for blankets and extra pillows. It's usually a light functionality, but it does have function nonetheless. Number 5, this is a landing spot for your lamps, for your candles, for your throw blankets. By the way, I'm thinking of doing an entire video on lamps. I've got so much to say about this. Let me know in the comments if that's something you would be up for. Another thing I love about a really good piece of accent furniture is it gives me a landing spot for those finishing touches when you are finishing up your decor. So I'm talking about the flowers and the books and the throw blankets and the candles. Finding natural materials has become a top priority for me, even when it comes to my decor. And I am so excited to have Quince partnering with us again. They are my all-time favorite spot to find natural materials. Here's what I mean. Quince is world-renowned for high-quality home essentials. That's clothing, it's decor, it's accessories, but they are also at really affordable prices. So this is where I get all of my cashmere, my silk, my Italian leather, my European linen pieces. All of them come from Quince. They even carry luggage, they carry champagne. I mean, they are not plain. I have been wearing linen dresses almost every single day this summer. This is a Quince linen dress. I also picked up a few finishing touches for my guest room here. This is a washable silk robe in the color indigo. I got some candles. My favorite non-Christmas candle is Pear Freesia, and I am waiting for the day that they release the Spice Noel one again. We cannot wait for Christmas. And this is an Italian herringbone throw in the color mineral. I've already started collecting for my fall decorating. I've got another Italian throw and these beautiful linen shams. Let me just show you this embroidered edge. And I thought it was so beautiful. And I also am a firm believer in collecting Christmas gifts all year round. So I got this beautiful sheet set. Look at that darling floral print on there. This is a gift for someone on my list. I'm gonna link all of these products for you below. And don't worry, because they have an entire year for their return window and there's free shipping every day. And number 6, it is a really great way to manipulate a design scheme. This is what I mean. Say you have this mantle and you already have one chair and it has a lot of visual weight to it, but you don't have a matching chair, and symmetry is especially good with a mantle. And so instead of trying to find the exact same chair that you already have, you just come along and you create visual weight with accent. Now, visual weight can be a dark color that's very heavy feeling, or it can be physical weight. And honestly, a lot of pattern, it also has a lot of weight to it visually. So you can bring in a smaller chair, but have a side table with it, and you are able to balance out the heavier chair on the other side of that fireplace. You can bring in pattern, you can bring in color, you can bring in texture that you need. That means maybe you have a linen couch. Well, you want to bring some contrast in. A lot of accent furniture has a lot of contrast to what is going on in the rest of the room. And so maybe you think, okay, my couch is linen, and so I need a leather ottoman. That's really good contrast. You're going to be able to supply that with a piece of accent furniture. Wood and glass have really good contrast. You can play with that with your accent furniture. I love filling in extra corners, or if I feel like, okay, this is a really common problem. The TV's too big. Your console is not actually big enough for it because you want your TV to be 2/3 the size of your console. So there's a base, a good foundation underneath. A lot of people struggle with this where their console is not big enough. So what you can do is add 2 accent chairs on either side of that console. And no, it's not one big console, but visually it feels like a bigger base. And that is what you can accomplish knowing these kinds of tricks. Another thing will happen is a bed will feel too small in a room. It's just a little piece is kind of floating there, and it doesn't feel cozy or interesting at all. And so if you add a bench at the base of the bed, or trunk at the base of the bed, or even like a chaise lounge would be beautiful, and that extends it out into the room. It adds more interest, it adds more maybe color and pattern, and you can solve a lot of problems with this. Number 7, it is such a great world to get into if you want to start DIYing and doing makeovers. You can thrift this stuff all day long. You oftentimes will inherit these kinds of things, and so that makes it extra fun if you have a piece that was in your family and you're like, I just want to show off this special piece but not dominate everything in my house. You just have a really great little cabinet that has a story to it. So now that you've fallen in love with accent furniture, let's do some styling. A lot of times rooms will feel either too masculine or too feminine. And here's what I mean by this. Masculinity in interior design is filled with raw materials and dark colors, and just very like the basic needs, very functional a lot of times, not a lot of beauty necessarily. And so if you're dealing with that kind of a space that just feels like a log cabin or something, everything's rock and wood and industrial, you want to bring in femininity. So I was styling it was a log cabin basically for a gal in my behind the scenes group. And she said, how do I make this? Oh, we were picking her curtains. And I knew, instantly knew we got to go really, really feminine with the curtains. And so I suggested lace panels, all of the windows in there, and it looked great. So this is an area where if a room starts to get too feminine, too florally, too many layers and textures and fabrics, or too busy, you want to bring in a masculine piece of accent furniture. So that's when you would bring in leather, a leather chair, or you would bring in a really rustic wooden piece for the coffee table. So when you're choosing your accent furniture, keep an eye on the masculine feminine ratio going on in that space. If you do have a custom piece that you're upholstering, this is like a no-brainer move that works every time. So say you're upholstering an accent chair in a pattern that you really like, a color that you really like, that should also be turned into pillows nearby on the furniture that's right next to it. That will always look good. A couple more tips when you're shopping. Accent chairs should be within 4 inches of the seat height of the other chairs near it. That is the problem. I've done this before too, but that is a problem that I see a lot of, where they get all excited about a chair that they thrifted and it's too high or it's too short. And so you're sitting next to somebody and you're like looking down on them like they're a little kid. Watch the seat heights of your chairs. That's really important. And then coffee tables. I love a good coffee table. You really want it to be not too high, about 18 inches from the couch. You want it to be maybe 6 inches above the height of the couch. You want it to be 2/3 the size of the couch. So this is back to my friend Deb, where we're working in her living room yesterday. She has a really long leather reclining couch. It's big, like over 80 inches, right? And so we can't just do a round coffee table because we can't get that 2/3 width of the couch that we're going for. We couldn't do that. So we had to look at ovals, okay? Because an oval is a stretched out circle. So you can get length by moving to an oval. And I like using curved coffee tables a lot of times, especially if you have a sectional. You have to have a round coffee table because you already have these really straight lines. Remember, we're talking feminine and masculine. Masculinity has a lot of straight, harsh lines. Femininity has more detail, has more curves, the roundness of the table and the oval. If you have a very masculine couch, you got to get a feminine style of coffee table. Okay, so then the oval tables were still not hitting that 2/3 mark. And so we just said, we got to go with a rectangle. And I also had her choose gold because it's very feminine, and we had a glass top, so lots of light and airflow. And that also is a very feminine thing. And so that will help balance out that dark, heavy piece of furniture. If you struggle trying to find pieces for your space, I want to teach you how to use Pinterest. I actually am doing a whole workshop on this on August 1st. It's just a one-day thing. I do these every once in a while. It's fun. It's just a quick win. And I want to take you on a deep dive into Pinterest and show you how to find the pieces that you need and actually put the whole room together. Pinterest is invaluable. I know it's changed a lot over the years. I still swear by it. I absolutely think you've got to use Pinterest if you're going to do a good job with your house. If you don't want to thrift or antique these pieces, or a lot of times you need such a specific piece or you're on such a tight timeline that you need to go buy directly from a store, the places that I will look through, of course, Target, World Market, Wayfair, Bed Bath & Beyond has some good stuff right now. And even Home Depot actually has some good accent furniture. So look through those places if you know you need to fill out a space or you need to like bring in more color or pattern or balance in your space with these tricks. Check those places. They're not very expensive usually. And then of course, you wanna check Facebook Marketplace too. Then I want you to walk through your house. It may mean that you're gonna pull your couch off the wall, just to give a little bit of space, maybe put a console table behind there, maybe move a table from another room so that you have a good little cocktail table between 2 armchairs in your living room. Do a little inventory of your own space too. And let me know in the comments below what you are gonna be changing.